Murder Drones, a show that we are very familiar with at this point. Listen, I love Murder Drones, but you read the title of the show. What did Murder Drones really need? And that question is something that has circled my mind for a little bit, and maybe some of your guys's. But I'm going to be answering that question for everybody today. Murder Drones is an indie show created by Liam Vickers, English Productions, yada yada yada, you know the basics. Now, overall, I think the show is absolutely phenomenal. The soundtracks, voice acting, storyline, the lore, and the humor really ties the story together, and I love every bit of it. I recently showed Murder Drones to a bunch of my friends, and they said they liked it and grasped the lore and all that stuff. Though when I showed it to my family members, they had no idea what was happening, which, yeah, I get it, it's a show for teenagers, but why is this? Why can half of the fandom not comprehend what's really happening in the show? The answer might be simple. Well, of course, it's because it's Liam Vickers and everything is, you know, glorified. You gotta pay attention to that bit too. But what's really happening? Murder Drones was a show that started off with robots killing each other, but then it turned into some zombie droneism, kind of manipulating, genocide, skinning people for their skin and all that stuff kind of show. What's really happening? It took me so long to grasp the lore as well. I mean, I had no idea what was happening until like episode 7. I thought that the cabin fever necklaces powered the solver drones. Okay, enough with that and ranting and stuff. What did Murder Drones need? The answer is pretty simple. It needed more episodes to fully analyze the entirety of this story. Of course, Glitch normally runs shows that are about 8 episodes long, but what about Murder Drones? A lot of stuff was crammed into a lot of short episodes, and I feel like nothing really happened. When I look back on episode 4 and my lore analysis of it, it's 5 pages long. And just so you know, this is 21 minutes long. This is a 20-minute long episode. Lots of people say it should have been written better, which, yes, that might have been a factor, especially with episode 5 being just a flashback episode that was supposed to really focus on V's story, but never really did, and instead focused on whatever Dark X Wolf 17 was. You know that gap between episode 5 and 6? Well, what is this? You're telling me Uzi and the other disassembly drones miraculously woke up from having a flashback episode and immediately went to the cabin fever labs to run into Tessa? This seems overly scripted. There is no build up to this, so why is it here? What really needed to happen in some of these episodes is actually more screen time. For example, again, episode 5 would definitely be a top shooter. Episode 8 is debatable, but I mean, it's well paced and it's a-okay with me. I feel like episode 4 crammed a lot of stuff into one episode, so I would probably say that one needed more too. Especially within the fact that it is a very crucial episode to the story, Uzi finally unlocking her solver drone and everything else. It definitely deserved more screen time like episode 7 did to really explain a lot of stuff, because I had no idea what was happening. Murder Drones overall just needed more episodes and screen time, and I know, well,
then you're just asking for a season 2. Well, that's being a bad toxic fan.
It's necessarily not. A resolution is needed for this question, and is that season 2? No. You can go look at other videos about that. You know, it's not my place to say whether we should get a season 2 or not. I think it'd definitely work well, but it would definitely not want to be rushed. Yes, it would do well in YouTube's algorithm, especially right now, and Glitch's revenue, and also the fans would love it, but, you know, that's not something that we really need, and of course that's Liam's decision overall. Well, if we can't get more episodes in a season 2, and possibly more screen time in a few other episodes, what do we get? Well, we get fan projects. Cool fan projects are the center of Murder Drones, and if you have not stepped into this community, then you literally, what are you doing? The moment that you enter the vast world of Murder Drones and its content creators is just a lot of fan projects. There's a lot of fan projects. These fan projects can be continuations of episodes, maybe even fully made episodes, intermission, Congrats on 2 million, by the way, B. They can be complete continuations of the next season, or supposedly a season 2, which I've run into a few of those, or maybe an entirely different plot line with different characters. It can be a side plot with side characters getting more lore than they ever have been. And with the Murder Jones creativity and extraordinary fandom, and interesting fandom, we can really never run out of these things. There are so many amazing fan projects that have yet to be made, announced, and explored further. Some of them have even been in the works for a year. Congratulations, Xander, on 1 year on Strays. So many others have made continuations of this phenomenal story that Liam Vickers had to tell.
You got that right!
And, well, maybe we might not get a season 2 or a continuation of these silly, goofy characters, but we'll at least have a continuation of these other characters, and characters that maybe have further lore, I don't know. But to resolve the problem with Murder Jones getting not a season 2, or no more episodes, or short episodes that you can barely even make out the lore with, you get fan projects, fan theories, and fan things like explaining the lore, or maybe pointing out every single death, every murder, every whatever, and you get the fandom in equal to that. And there you have it. That's what Murder Jones really needs. A community that's going to provide us ourselves a season 2 to this amazing show. Yes, of course, it needed more episodes, and no, I'm no critic on it, but it did need more episodes, but to replace that, we got fan projects that are cooler than ever. I don't think I've ever seen a fandom create such amazing things out of, like, a single season show, and I'm so grateful to be a part of this fandom overall, and have a good day or night depending on where you live. Toodles.
Thank you.